Richard Thompson. Number 2, Mr. Speaker.
Minister. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We are supporting Scotland's energy transition through the North Sea Transition Deal. Additionally, 52 of the 178 projects awarded contracts for difference for renewable electricity are in Scotland. We are also supporting the clean technologies of the future with over £80 million worth of funding through our net zero innovation portfolio to 81 locations within Scotland, including offshore wind, CCUS and hydrogen.
Richard Thompson. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The SNP-led Scottish Government has continued to announce more support for the energy transition in Scotland. This month, pushing on with investment in green hydrogen to deliver 5 gigawatts of renewable and low-carbon hydrogen production by 2030. Now, the Minister says that the UK Government is supporting, but it's certainly not putting any money on the table up front like the Scottish Government has through the £500 million Energy Transition Fund for the North East of Scotland. When is the UK Government finally going to put its money where its mouth is and support the energy transition that Scotland desperately needs?
Well, I thank the honourable member for his predictable question. He obviously wasn't listening to the answer I gave to his first question. 52 of 178 projects awarded contracts for difference are in Scotland. We're also supporting clean technologies to the value of £80 million. The fact is the SNP cannot be trusted on energy. They cannot be trusted to give you the facts. They're playing politics with your bills whilst we are delivering to support households paying half of an average household's energy bills this winter.
Richard Patel.
Mr. Speaker, energy transition projects affect the entire United Kingdom, and I want to thank the Minister for his engagement with MPs across the east of England over the impact of 100 miles of pylons, basically to connect new offshore renewables to the grid. Can he give my constituents an assurance that the government is actually doing everything possible to look at an offshore grid for the east of England, which of course will also benefit the entire Union, the United Kingdom and parts of Scotland as well?
Minister. I thank my right honourable friend for her question. It was a great pleasure to be in East Anglia last week and to engage with community organisations and to engage with MPs from that part of the world last week. Also, I can confirm that all options are on the table as we look to see what infrastructure we can build and need to build to move us forward into our net zero future.
Alan Brown, SNP spokesperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's now nearly 10 years since a £1 billion car was dangled for Peterhead CCS and then withdrawn post-referendum. Now we're getting told the UK Government's got £20 billion spent in carbon capture and storage, but the reality is not one penny of that £20 billion is ring-fenced for Scotland, and indeed there's not even a budget line for that £20 billion. So instead of another Jam Tomorrow pledge, why doesn't the Minister, who comes from the north east of Scotland, instead of focusing nuclear, focus on getting the Scottish cluster track 2 status so it can get up and moving?
Minister. Thank the honourable member for that question, but frankly, Mr. Speaker, I'm fed up with the SNP talking Scotland down and indeed talking the Acorn project down. We at the UK Government have already spent £40 million supporting the Acorn cluster. It is in a very good position as we proceed with Track 2, and it would be good for once if the SNP were to talk that up and work with us, other than the opposite.
Alan Brown.
It would be good if they actually gave the certainty instead of just keep blustering. Now, moving on, Mr. Speaker, Energy UK have confirmed that the Brexit trading arrangements are adding over £1 billion a year to our energy bills. And last year, nearly £5 billion was paid in constraint payments. This is all money that could have been used to upgrade the grid. It could have paid for pumped storage hydro. It could procure a greater level of our world-leading tidal stream technology. It could fund Acorn CCS and it could fund green hydrogen. So instead of adding £6 billion to our bills, can you tell us how many Scottish jobs are being held back with this lack of investment?
Minister.
Well, when it comes to bluster, the SNP are certainly subject matter experts, but on support for Scottish bill players, as I said, this government this winter has been paying half of everybody in this United Kingdom's energy bill over the past winter. He says it's thanks to the North Sea. That's the very North Sea industry that he and his partners in the Green Party would, of course, close down tomorrow. It's this government that supports the oil and gas industry for our whole UK moving forward.